Popularity is a positive for an artist. It's the holy grail, the golden ticket, a one-way train to the Emerald City. You know, money. There's no downside. The audience gets to bask in technical mastery, and the artist, well, they get security. It's wins all around. But Black Mirror disagrees. This show always disagrees. Case in point, the Waldo Moment. On first glance, it's a political critique, but upon deeper analysis of the framing and blocking in the episode, it's a declamation of an inescapable system of commodification in which the artist is no more than a mine. They must either sell out or get out. I'm Adam Hutt, and this is another Black Mirror video. Before diving into the meat of the analysis, it's important to understand two analytical terms, the first of which is blocking, or as it's called in theater, staging. Film is a visual medium, obviously. So a large part of the meaning stems from visual cues. Again, obviously. Blocking is the term to define the visual cues or movements that characters make in a given scene. Is a character moving away from the camera? Does a character start the scene sitting and end it standing? That kind of thing. By carefully controlling the blocking in a scene, the director can create meaning that dialogue alone cannot convey. Let's return to the example of the man who starts the scene sitting and ends it standing. The simple act of standing, regardless of what the character says, creates in the audience a feeling of triumph or of courage. The literal rise signifies an emotional rise or transcendental one. The second term we need to define is framing. This is the frame. It's the sole window into the narrative. It defines what we, the audience, focus on and what we make important in our brains. Quick example. Say you hear a sound off screen. It's not the sound itself that's important, but its effect on the characters in frame. Some filmmakers take this concept to the next level by using frames within frames. Let's look at this still from In the Mood for Love, written and directed by Wong Kar-wai. The lighting in the shot creates a frame within the frame. These characters are boxed in, ostracized, as enclosed emotionally as they are visually on screen. Even without knowledge of the plot, this image represents the character's struggle against an established system. And in the context of the movie as a whole, we know that this established system is that marriage. The characters have fallen in love in the wake of an affair between their spouses. Framing provides an invaluable tool in visualizing connection, disconnection, and entrapment. And by analyzing its effect in the context of the work, opens a whole world of meaning. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into the Waldo Moment. Double entendre. We all know what it is, using a word with multiple definitions in a way that emphasizes one literally and another metaphorically. If I'm going to clean the pipes, please knock. It's simple wordplay. What makes the blocking so interesting in this scene is that it takes the words out of wordplay.
We can build on that. Waldo's not real. Exactly. That's what you said that really hit home. He's not real, but he's realer than all the others.
He doesn't stand for anything.
Yeah, well, at least he doesn't pretend to. Look, we don't need politicians.
Jamie and the producer are constantly moving right. 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 The opposite of wrong. It's visual wordplay. Jamie wants to do the good thing, the right thing, which is to maintain Waldo's vulgar, offensive, juvenile integrity. One more clip.
They care about Waldo. They'll vote for Waldo. The video was a hit
The
for a reason.
video's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed by it. I was lashing out. I wasn't even articulate.
Jamie literally takes the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
As made so obvious in this legendary clip, physical high ground equals moral high ground. Jamie is fighting a battle for Waldo's truth, and therefore his own personal artistic authenticity. Like Anakin, the producer attempts to breach the distance between the left and the right, the lower and the higher ground. And, like Anakin, he fails. What causes Jamie's turn is not the producer following, but the producer walking back down the hall. It's significant that what was once left and away is now directly towards the viewer. Metaphorically, this suggests that the opposite of Jamie's authentic art is the mass appeal of the audience, which equals dollar signs for the producer. From the very first moment of the scene, Jamie is inside of a frame within a frame. And for the remainder of the scene, Jamie is attempting to vacate these enclosures, as well as that of the entire frame. He's crushed against the wall by the producer, trapped by the tight rectangles of the hotel. His desperate attempts to exit frame are futile. The camera follows. In the whole scene, Jamie only successfully exits frame once, when he closes the door, but he is quickly drawn back out, framed between the wall and the producer, and fuzzy. Within the context of the episode, the frames represent a system of commodification. Corporations own the rights to artistic products, and when demand reaches a given point, they coerce the artist to meet said demand. Authenticity be damned. This is especially true for comedians. Character skits just don't pay the bills. Jamie wants different, more honest work, but his artistic integrity can't overcome the power of money. He sells out. He always returns to frame. And the blurriness is especially relevant. Jamie has lost his identity. He could be anyone. This scene, in its given context, applies blocking and framing to paint the picture of an artist as passionately bludgeoned to death by a system of commodification, objectification, and monetization. Regardless of personal intent, art will inevitably lose authenticity as it becomes popular. Because, at least in the current system, profit trumps truth. Or at least, that's what Black Mirror argues. Or at least, that's what I argue. Black Mirror argues. But perhaps I'm just another insufferable blue knob on the internet. Thanks for watching.